on July 18, 2016 at 6:30 p.m. This is our regular meeting. And the first item on the agenda is pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah, that's John.
Sorry, I'm late.
That's okay. We just got started. The first item on the agenda is minutes. And I think, do we just have the June 27th?
Do we have, are we doing the joint ones?
That's up to John. Well, only because he had an edit, so.
I had a long edit for that, and I kind of wanted to have other people look at it. And I didn't get it done till today. So if we could maybe table those till the next
Sure.
meeting.
Yep. Do we have another meeting with that group scheduled?
Not yet. I started working on that, but haven't picked the date yet.
Okay. And I know we all had homework to do, and I did a little bit of my homework, but not all of it yet. So,
I thought, somebody said, no rush, September might be better because of the.
Right, after the summer.
yeah, definitely after the summer. Yeah, nobody's around. So, okay.
Okay, so then we have the
So then
27th.
we just have the 27th.
Okay, so
We
I'm
took it
gonna-
long, huh?
Yeah, I talked a lot. I make a motion that we, oh, that's because we
It
have.
has all the tax collector
Right.
addendums.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes of June 27th. As is.
Is there any discussion about that?
I had one correction under the Mansfield-Wellington Cooperative Agreement. There's, Selectman Blessington added that they keep saying it will only be a year of the tuitioning, and then they might find they need to build a new school. I think what I had said there was that they were advertising this as that we could drop out at any time after 1 year, but then kind of slid under the door that, but if they build a school, then that 1 year would increase to 20 years. But they weren't advertising that. I don't know if that's a huge difference or not, but it seemed like that to me. So with that, I'll second her.
Well, I seconded it, we're
Okay.
discussing, so I think we'll friendly amend it to add in
Okay.
his edit, clarification. Is there a second to that?
No, I'll second that.
All right, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So, and we're good? Present to speak. I see people here, I see Ralph.
I just wanted to give you an update on my little episode on Leslie Road. I talked with Trooper Ashland tonight. They're pretty close to presenting everything for a warrant. I would appreciate it if you all could badger Mr. Fox or
Okay.
Rios,
Okay.
just to keep them on the ball.
Do you want to say what this is about to everybody?
Well, not to mention any names, given the situation, but it was an arson on my property on the 27th of June. A bunch of kids thought it would be fun to firebomb the cabin that I had there. It was a total loss.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think we-
Luckily, I had a game camera pointed at the building, so I have a series of pictures.
Oh, that's good for you.
We'll see where it goes, because they're juveniles.
Well, they have parents.
They have one of them has a parent.
Something.
He also has a track record.
As a what?
He has a record
Oh,
at 15.
that's kind of scary.
Yeah. Anyway, the neighborhood neighborhood is nervous. The kid has still been wandering the neighborhood. And it's one of the reasons that I just want to.
Does he live around you?
They just live up the street, or mostly. Well, one of them does, the others are from out of town. But if we can keep some pressure on the state police to get this, at least in the hands of the prosecutor, the state prosecutor, would be good.
Who was our state prosecutor now?
I think it's Page, Veronica Page, maybe involved in this. I don't, he said Veronica.
Okay.
But we have 4 fire departments, the state fire marshal, state police arson squad, the arson dog. It was a fun evening.
No,
I did get a souvenir though.
What?
A fireman's helmet.
Really?
I found it out in the woods. They got to use all their brush toys, you know, the ATVs, the Hills brush truck.
Wow. Well, I'll call them tomorrow and just make sure that
Yeah, because otherwise,
they understand everybody is very nervous about
yeah,
this.
because Scott will be bothering him for sure.
Yeah.
And I know some of the other neighbors are not too comfortable.
They've called, we've had a couple calls.
I'm sorry?
We've had a couple calls,
I did?
phone calls.
Yeah, good. I just don't want it to get, you know, I realize that the state police have higher priorities than this. I just don't want this to fall to the bottom,
Right,
not with the kid wandering around.
right.
It's summer vacation, dad's gotta work, he's home alone. Not a good situation. And then 2 weeks later, I had my other little problems.
All right. Anybody else present to speak? All right, correspondence? I added too many things in here, now I'm not, it's all messed up.
It's really hard for us.
Oh, well, it's short.
What's always the
Anytime there's a fuel spill, yeah,
That's right.
I mean, just like a simple little thing at the gas station, they send those. So. All right, my status report. Let's see, senior housing, there was a groundbreaking just last week, but the ground has been seriously broken already. 3 of the 4 foundations are in, and one of the framing and even part of the roof is already done. So if you go over there, you can see what they're all gonna look like and where they're all gonna be. But they really moved fast now that they've gotten started. So there's just one of the foundations needs to still be poured, and the other structures have to be built. But it's pretty good, and the groundbreaking was pretty good. Nancy Lyman came, and the commissioner of public housing, and the president of the bank that gave the money. So it was a lot of people there, and it was really good. So congratulations to the housing authority, because they're moving along. The Old Town Hall, electrical and the restoration work, which Corey was just asking me about. That walkthrough with the contractors, it happened on Thursday, and an addendum has been issued to all of them as of, after that, I guess. Yep, and then the bids are due on July 28th, so at that time we'll see what the prices are to do this. We had ideas of how much it would cost, we had estimates that we went through the whole CIP process with, but we'll see how much it actually is, and then we'll have to get that appropriated. We have to go to a town meeting for that, so. We're looking at the fall for that work to get done, by the time we work through all that, so. Turnpike Road, Section 3, hoping to award that tonight. We got all the bids in last week, and Carl and Derek sat down and came up with a recommendation. And we just have to, once we make our motion, if we agree with their assessment, we have to get the state to okay it before we can start work. But that money's been appropriated, we're good to go once we get that final okay. And they seem like they're not gonna have a problem, but it's just a formality. Daleville School Bridge, they're still trying to seek the permit from DEP before they go out to bid on that job. And with all these layoffs and cuts at the state level, there's just the people working there, there's nobody there to do the work, it sounds like, so it's taking forever. The Village Hill Drainage Engineering, Carl is working on that design still, and hopefully we'll get that done. Because it's really important that we get the engineering done so that we can put in a really good estimate for CIP in the fall. We want to get that teed up so that we're ready. Come November, we'll have a good estimate for that project, and maybe get it on the books for the coming years to do.
Christina, what's the scope of that on Village Hill? Do you know?
It's the lower part from where the bridge is,
Yeah,
up the hill, up to Pinecrest, yeah.
okay. So they're not going beyond Pinecrest then?
Not at this point. And, I mean, this is the same project that we've been talking about since the 90s.
Since the bridge?
Yeah, since the bridge, it was started, like, there's like rough drawings from then that, I think once Turnpike Road's done, that's the next one to.
Well, I'm going to give you some pictures of the condition on most of it needs to be addressed. I'm going to talk with Derek about it, but I
Okay,
think he needs a nudge.
okay.
Because the stormwater's eroding and they're starting to erode underneath the pavement. in one
Okay,
place.
yeah, we have a lot of that going on. Let's see, River Road, the fitness stations, they're working on that to figure out exactly what they want for stations and where they're gonna put them and all, and then they're getting the prices and all that. So I think that'll probably happen in the late summer, early fall. The senior center septic re-permitting, we are getting a list of all the engineers who are familiar with the ins and outs of the septic code. And that one's all set to go once we figure out somebody to do it. We've got the money appropriated, we're good to go, but we really need to do that in this fiscal year, so. And same with MS4 Consulting. I have been involved with some others at CROG at the Capital Region. We're gonna do a bid as a region to try to find different engineers who are qualified to help the towns with MS4, which there are some already, but for everybody, including us new towns, to the whole process, the permit is totally different than it was last time, so everybody has to get familiar with the ins and outs, so that's just a big time-consuming thing, but I'll be going to Hartford for that a few more times, I think. The Public Works Environmental Configuration Engineering, which is really the new salt shed and the just the upgrade there, I guess you could call it, moving the fuel islands and all. That is, we started work. Carl is working on it. He started the other day, so hopefully by the fall we'll have that done too. So that's another thing that will be ready to go for CIP. Animal control. Their new pickup truck. We talked about it at the public hearing that we had a couple weeks ago, and we're still waiting for the finance options before we can award it. So Donna's working on that.
Donna left a purchase order on my desk, but I tried to call her and she's gone for the day, so I don't know what that means. That's just the.
Yeah, normally she gives us like a list of, a few different leasing companies with their percentages and all that. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. The town office building masonry and door replacement, I talked to Derek about that. We're gonna, get that going once he's back from vacation. To just really spec out exactly what we need to have done. We definitely need a new door. Today it really wasn't good. We had to have Public Works come and try to just get it to be operational because it just expanded so much, so. Planning and zoning, plan of conservation development, Susan is working on her bid document for that.
It's actually been out today, it's out today.
Oh, already is out.
One in the paper.
Oh, good. So, that should be ready for work too. And then, I added on here the crumbling foundations. The assessors are meeting in August, right? The 9th. All the different assessors from the different towns are getting together to try to come up with a uniform way of assessing their properties. And, there's a lot of different things going on, with different meetings and different discussions at all different levels amongst, in between all these different people in the towns. So that's all happening and in progress. And then the Nutmeg Network, Robin, I didn't ask about that today,
Yeah, we're still waiting for one quote. Got one quote in. I'm hoping by the next meeting to give you guys something to at least award to move forward. Yeah. And I'm not sure how the polls are coming along. I haven't heard anything, and they told me that it's good to go. So I don't
and then Public Works, we got Derek's on vacation this week, so we sent us this. The crew has been busy with the following: removal of a deer hit by a motorist, brush removal around dry hydrants, mowing of detention ponds, roadside mowing. They prepped for paving at the transfer station. They mowed the old landfill, vehicle equipment repair, removal of roadside obstructions on Daleville area plow route, rocks and stumps. They weed whacked around the old town hall. They repaired the gates of the senior center dumpster enclosure. They repaired the head wall on Daleville Road in the forest section. They demoed the playground equipment at Hall School. They did a lot of sign repair here and there and everywhere. They swept Fisher Hill due to the washout from the heavy rainfall. They filled the town-owned generators with fuel. They did catch basin tap replacements and basin repair on Moose Meadow. They mowed Hall's Pond, Public Works, Transfer Station, and Dog Pound. And they hit a few different sight lines to get rid of some of the brush. And then Derek put a note that he'd like to remind the residents that in July and August are vacation season. Public Works has a maximum of 3 employees at best through this time period. So when issues arise, they will try to do their best to address any issue that may come forth in a timely manner along with all the projects that are currently ongoing. So, and I know right around this time is when we get the calls about different intersections and sightlines and things. So if people notice, troublesome areas, they should just let us know. They can send an email or they can call us. But it might take them a few days to get to it. But they're out there. But also I know that they sometimes can't see the things that the people on cars can see because they're so much higher. So when they come to an intersection, it looks fine to them. But there's a few that we know. People always call and say, oh, in a Honda Civic you can't see. So they just need to be made aware of that. So new business. We have our assessor here, Jody, to give her department update. Yeah, you met everybody?
Mostly.
Well, you're up.
Well, a department update, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's just say that DMV's computer conversions created quite a stir in most towns. Ours included. It's nothing that we can't handle. just a systematic approach, with some policies in place, and it should be fine. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we have people missing motor vehicle bills, we have people with old vehicles that haven't been registered for years showing up, we have people in wrong towns. I mean, you name it, and it's going on. But it'll be manageable, and I'm expecting to add on a large number of motor vehicles sometime in September, around the time Board of Assessment goes meets. For anyone who's been in town for years and their vehicle's just missing, and we've proven that they're registered. Other than that, we're kind of preparing to go into our busy season with personal property declaring and all the real estate inspections, those types of things. I brought for the selectmen my calendar, the type of calendar that you're looking at as an assessor, because it sounds simple, discover list value, and then take the applications and apply exemptions to the appropriate properties. If it were that easy, we would all do it, I promise. It's difficult to maintain a level of uniformity. We currently have a lot of issues with a specific software package. And I know that the previous assessor worked hard to try to iron those things out. It's just not happening. And that would be our mass appraisal software for all real estate. So I'm constantly having to do checks and balances just to make sure we're keeping things, let's just say when we save them, there may be changes that I didn't make. So I'm constantly doing the checks and balances to make sure I can assure you that your property values haven't changed for no reason. There is no solution in sight for that software.
No.
Other than purchasing a different software package, either from that company or competitors. Which of course I'm trying to stick it out because it's not cheap. And with revaluation coming up, when we go out to bid, usually they'll offer their software packages at a reduced rate. So trying to stick it out, save the town some money. Let me see, recently, besides the discussions on the concrete foundations, which are new for our area and our country, other than Massachusetts, New York, and we're talking about Canada. It's time to revamp all the policies and procedures, so be busy.
At least it's not a reval year.
No, we're heading into it though. They should,
Yeah.
they should be, beginning at some point in 2017.
Okay. Yeah, 2017 is coming faster than it feels right, but it is.
October of 2017, or is it January or?
No, it's a 2018 full revaluation, but generally they'll start picking up data in our building permits and following up on stuff like that in 17 to get a head start on the field work for a full reval. I know that recently, I believe the selectmen must have to sign off on any reimbursements or overpayments from the collectors and everything. So a lot more people are coming in with their documentation, making sure they have prorates to our office. So we've been taking care of that.
Okay.
So you're not bored and you're not sitting around talking to you.
It's nice to feel the air conditioning down here.
Yeah.
I don't have air conditioning.
Yeah. Not today.
And not to sound like a wine baby, but I'm in like this little pizza oven, in a little small
Yeah.
brick area.
Wine baby?
It's a technical term.
Yeah, I like it, but
I have to keep it as lighthearted as I can.
Yeah. It happens once a year that we lose air conditioning. And in the winter, there's always a day where we don't have heat. So,
It balances out.
yeah.
They run out of oil, because they.
Well, it always happens on a Monday too. Mondays are the worst here.
Yeah.
And what's extra, what makes it worse is that we don't open until 12:30, so we don't know that there's a problem until halfway through the day, and then that's not the right time to be calling anybody to come fix anything.
They're like, oh, our technicians are all out right now, we
Yeah.
to lunch, and you know what happens after lunch.
Yep.
You should call her in there just to cheer her up with
Yes.
But
these
just think
stories.
it's your first one, see? You have one under your belt of something breaking down.
Oh, no, it's, don't worry, it's not just this municipality.
Yeah.
It's all towns.
It's all towns. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Well, yeah, thank you, Jody. Is there anything you want our residents to know about the assessor's office?
Open door. It can't hurt to ask questions or call or email or anything. There's an issue that's been bothering you, I don't know it exists if you don't get in touch with me. And I'm always available for questions, no matter how small.
Okay. Well, thank you. No, I think we're good. I'm good. Are you good? Thank you, Jody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Aboard the Turnpike Road construction contract. So where is that? In my file here. Okay. Attached is the recommendation of the bid award to Milton. Okay, this is from Carl. Attached is the recommendation of the bid award to Milton CBB and Sons, Inc. for the Turnpike Road Phase 3 drainage project. Please note that the Board of Selectmen should indicate in their wording that they recommend awarding the contract to Milton CBB and Sons for the Turnpike Road Phase 3 drainage project pending the approval of such by the Connecticut Department of Transportation. So, basically they came to this conclusion because they had, how many bids did they have? Four.
Four, but one was disqualified.
Yep.
It wasn't complete.
Yes.
Yeah, so the lowest bid was Milton CBB and Sons for $331,318. The highest bid was $493,200.
Isn't that crazy?
And, yeah, so,
$163,000 more.
yeah,
That was the one that was disqualified,
oh, but, yeah. So the next highest one was True Blue Environmental. So the highest was Genovese Construction at $493. True Blue Environmental Services came in at $438,496. Sadow Excavation came in at $376.80, and then Milton CBB and Sons was $331,318. So and you can see they really itemized the different components of this whole project. There's 26 different pieces of the bid, so you can see where, where some of the differences in price come in. But so they took some, Derek and Carl took some time and they really looked at this and thought about if it makes sense, and Derek had his previous experience working with Milton BB and Sons from when he worked in Atlantic, so he knew who they were and knows they have a good reputation, so they think that that's who we should award it to. No? Oh, yeah. Okay. There's no relation to me.
No.
No? I don't know them.
No, just, it's his family.
Should I put that in the minutes?
It's no relationship, oh, yeah.
Well, people probably won't think that, but.
I make a motion then that we accept the CBD and Sons bid for
Pending approval
pending approval
of such.
of such.
Here.
Thank you. Just pending the approval of such by the Connecticut Department of Transportation. Thank you.
For $331,318.
Yeah, let me finish.
$318.
Thank you. Can you just put that in there, please?
Discussion? And I will, Robin already typed up a letter to send if we do approve this. We have a letter ready to go, it's gonna go out in the mail tomorrow, to get their approval so that we can get moving on this.
Okay.
So, I mean, our hope is that we can get this done, all these little drainage things done, and then be able to go, do the paving part in the fall. But it's looking like late fall at this point, so it'll be a nail biter again.
This is just the drainage part though, right?
This is
not
just the
pave-
drainage, this is not the paving, no. And the problem with the paving, so we have, that second steep grant for 500,000, so there, after this, it'll be 200 and, or 150,000,
Yeah.
160 something thousand left over.
Mhm.
But that's not enough to do the paving,
Right.
but we have that other steep grant for 500, which is probably too much to do the paving, but that's okay, because,
Right,
you know.
we can just use as much as we want and then.
Right, and then we can ask to use the remainder for something else, and they can say no to that, or they might think that's a good idea, I don't know. But we just have to get that approved. We haven't gotten a letter from them to execute that one yet. So they told us we're getting it, but we can't act on it. So we gotta start pushing on that so that it all comes together, so we get the money, so we can do the paving too. And hopefully this will be done in time so we can do the paving. So, it's always like that. But we're almost done. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel of what has been a, I don't know, 5-year process. So that's good. All right, so all in favor?
I,
Aye. All right. That's the letter, so that's good. All right, we got a tax refund. Make a motion. Oh, this looks different than it normally does.
Yeah, they changed
They
it.
confused me. Hold on. Make a motion.
It's $104.
No, $322.
There's two different forms here,
Yeah.
two different
Yeah.
tax returns.
they're two
That must be
different,
the new one that I just got in and added on here.
Well, these are, they have been sold or removed from our jurisdiction. So this Nissan Infiniti,
it looks like, she created a new form.
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't have like the name, well, I guess the name is Nissan Infiniti.
Yeah.
That's what's throwing me. That's what's throwing me. Well, usually it's like a bank or actual person's
That's a
name.
leasing company.
Well, it's kind of like the bank.
Yeah, it's a leasing company, that's
Yeah.
why they sold it.
Yeah. All right, well, I make a motion that we refund $322.91 to Nissan Infiniti because it has been sold and is not in our jurisdiction.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Right.
Aye. And could you say there were two?
That was
There's
this one.
actually 3, I think. I had 2, and then they gave me a third